Y'all, these crows are they're being so loud. What's going on, guys?
There's the arena. It is Vlogtober day 10. Today is gonna be my city's like inaugural hockey game, like for this team, because we had a team. We haven't had hockey in 18 years, and today is opening night for our new hockey team, which is like a single A team if we want to go like minor league baseball reference for minor league hockey. And I'm probably going to be seeing people I haven't seen since high school. The plan is to stunt on these hoes. Now, what does that mean? Because, I mean, you can take that in a lot of different ways. So I want to look my absolute best. Now, I've not had a haircut since like 2018, but that's fine. We are, but we are going to give myself a blow up. We're going to wear makeup. We're not doing a full face, so and we're gonna look super cute and we're gonna be nice and sweet as possible, because that is how I go at life anyway. And I want these people to see if there are people who maybe cut me out and all that, which I'm like it happened for a reason. They're not in my life for a reason. And in recent years I've been able to be like, oh, that's definitely why that happened. But I want them to know that I am not the same person as I was back then. I have changed as a person, and I'm not gonna be a judgmental person or anything like that. Like, I want to be my best self possible, seeing people that I haven't seen since like 2018. Some probably since 2017, but I am excited to see how that will go, if I even will see anybody I went to school with. But that's at 7:15. It's currently like noon. We're going to do our tarot reading. They would all probably be terrified of this, if we're being honest with y'all. So we are going to see what card is going to describe what my feelings, what do I need to expect with my feelings today. It's in my notepad just so I can write everything down so I remember when I put it all in a Google Doc later. Now I am in my unmade bed because it is the weekend and I don't make my bed on weekends. I want to give myself a break sometimes. So this is going to be the card we use for feelings. Now, what card for my health? What is my health going to be like today is what I am trying to say. Okay, this card right here. And what will don't sit on the cards, don't sit on the cards. What will my thoughts be like today? This cat, he's really wanting to sit right there. So this will be the card for thoughts. And we're gonna go into it now. My card for feelings is the Keeper of Visions. This is the King of Visions. We actually got this card for the first time the other day. I had never got this card before. And let me make sure, okay, yeah, because I was like, let me make sure it was in the reverse the other day. So this means emotionally balanced, compassionate, and diplomatic. And is that not what I was describing of how we're going to stunt on the hose? We are going to be compassionate. We're going to be diplomatic. We are going to be kind. And he's knocking on the door. Hold on. Okay, we've already been interrupted. But like, this is exactly what I was describing of what I want for my day. So Keeper of Visions for feelings. I always think when my door's shut, that means I'm doing something, don't bust in. But okay, so the card for what to expect with my health today. We have the 9 of challenges. The 9 of challenges. This doesn't look too good. Basically with the health card, we're gonna knock on wood. It's migraines, where I'm like, I do not want a migraine. Please do not give me a migraine. So this is, as I said, the 9 of challenges. That translates to the 9 of swords. 9 of challenges means indecision, choices, truce, stalemate, and blocked emotions. Yeah, I don't necessarily know what that means. Because again, I just started doing this 2 days ago where I'm asking these kind of questions. So this is one where hopefully it's still. It's, you know, content. Okay, last card. This is for what are our thoughts going to be like? What's our mentality, you know, going to be? And we have the 8 of Spells. I don't know if I've ever got this card before. So that is the 8 of Wands. It has these owls on it, very like Harry Potter looking. Let's see if I have got this card before. I don't think I have. I've only ever got this card in the reverse, so I'm going to do some research and jump back on to tell y'all what this card means. Now that I'm seeing what it means, it makes so much sense with this image. This means speed, action, air travel, movement, and swift change. Now, I think with thoughts, it means I'm going to be fast. Like, my thoughts are going to be maybe all over the place. Does it say anything about... No, it doesn't say anything about if they're, you know, in a line. It just seems... But it's going to be very fast-paced, which I'm okay with. I used to be told I have a really slow, like I'm a slow mind. It takes me a minute to comprehend. But no, I think it was actually the people who were trying to tell me stuff, aka my dad, because he does not use words. He just uses hands and like, or uses the minimal words possible. And I'm like, dude, what does that mean? I don't know what you're saying. So because I'm somebody who like, I change gears so fast in conversations. Like people have a hard time keeping up. I'm talking pretty fast right now. I've been told it's cute when I talk fast. One of my friends said that before. But yeah, so fast, I think it just means we're gonna be fast. We're gonna be action motivated, which again is doing my makeup and hair and all that. Is that action motivated? I don't know. Sorry about my nose running. It is cold. I am freezing. Then movement, swift change, and air travel. So I'm not going on an airplane today. That is not in the cards. I do not want to go on an airplane. I do not like flying. I am a nervous wreck flying. I have not been on a plane in 9 years. But swift change. Change can be good. And in this way, I feel like it's in a positive. So those are the cards that we drew today. We're going to be starting a new book today, even though I can only read it in the 3 o'clock hour because the game starts at 7:15. It's only like a mile from my house, but I don't know what time I'm going to have to leave because, you know, a lot of people are expected to be there, I think, because, I mean, it's an inaugural game. So, you know, kicking the season off. But the book that we are going to start today is the longest book on my TBR this month. It is a work of translated fiction. The book I am speaking of is Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez and translated by Megan McDowell. Also with the Reformatory, the year it was published, 2023, I'm pretty sure. It was nominated for Horror Book of the Year on Goodreads. This book was also nominated for Horror Book of the Year. I think it did better than the Reformatory, but the Reformatory is technically has a higher average rating on Goodreads than this one does. Now, a Stephen King book did end up winning because I feel like it feels so odd saying Stephen King is commercial, but I mean, he's probably the most well-known horror author, so it makes sense that his fans are going to, you know, vote it away rather than a piece of translated work that the masses probably haven't heard of, even though I had never heard of that Stephen King book, but y'all know how it is. But let's see what this book is about. A young father and son set out on a road trip, devastated by the death of the wife and mother they both loved. United in grief, the pair travel to her ancestral home, where they must confront the terrifying legacy she has bequeathed. The woman they mourn came from a clan like no other, a centuries-old secret society called the Order that commits unspeakable acts in search of eternal life. For Gaspard the son, this maniacal cult is his destiny, and now he is in danger. As the Order tries to possess him, father and son take flight, yet nothing will stop the Order, for nothing is beyond them. But how far will Gaspard's father go to protect his child? And can anyone escape their fate? Moving back and forth in time from London in the swinging 1960s to the brutal year of Argentina's military dictatorship and its turbulent aftermath, Our Share of Night is a novel like no other. A family story, a ghost story, a story of the occult and the supernatural. A book about the complexities of love and longing with queer subplots and themes. This is the masterwork of one of Latin America's most original novelists, a mesmerizing writer, says Dave Eggers, who demands to be read. So, as I told y'all, this is translated from Spanish. The author is based in Buenos Aires. And then Megan McDowell lives in Santiago, Chile. So that is where this book is, you know, coming to us from. I don't think I've ever read, I was going to say I haven't read a translated horror, but I think Irene Solo's books dabble in horror. They're very genre bending. I would say magical realism for, you know, the genre, but I do think they go a lot of different places. Her books are crazy. I love her books. She's one of my favorite authors. So this one, hopefully, it's good. Oh, and Sylvia Moreno Garcia was Mexican Gothic, and I read another one of her books. I see it over there. God of Jade and Shadows. Are her books translated? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there are a lot of blurbs here on the back. I'm going to read who they're by just in case. I do see one author that I know, but we have the New York Times, Alan Moore, Kelly Link, Jessamine Chan, John Langan, Publishers Weekly, Oprah Daily, Laura Van Denberg, Paul Tremblay, who I have read from, Jennifer Haig, and Sergio de la Pava. So I'm gonna be reading this physically, so you know, pray for me. And I'm only gonna be reading in the 3 o'clock hour day. I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to get through this. All right, I really need to charge this camera because it said like on the things you should know before you go to the game that video cameras and professional cameras aren't allowed. I'm like, mine, like by video, did they mean like a camcorder? Because this isn't a camcorder. This is just a little digital camera that I got at Best Buy. So like, I'm gonna try to bring it, and hopefully they don't tell me you can't bring that because my dad will be pissed if I have to go all the way back to the car. But let's talk about our share of night. I don't know what percent I got to. I haven't logged it into Goodreads yet, but I got to page 23. Y'all know I'd like to read about 25 pages in an hour, so that's fitting because that's just where the stopping point was, because the chapters in here are over 100 pages. Like the one I'm reading right now is 139 pages, but there are like these breaks, you know, like y'all can see there's like a break right there, so that's where I've been pausing. I would read like 10 pages in a sitting, look at my phone, drink some water. That's how we do things. I only have four notes here, and I need to hold this book up so y'all know what I'm talking about. But sometimes there's like quotations around words being spoken, and sometimes there's not. I've never seen that before, because when it started I was like, okay, it's gonna be like Sally Rooney, who, you know, doesn't use quotation marks. That's fine. It's not my favorite, but that's fine. I can understand that. But then there's both. Sometimes there's quotations, sometimes there isn't. For an example, Juan swallowed the pill dry to stave off the headache he wasn't feeling yet, and went into the house to wake up his son, who was sleeping under a sheet. "We're leaving," mind you, no quotes, he said as he shook him gently. The boy woke right away. So then we have later on, we have, you know, more scenes have gone on. He himself felt worse than he wanted to admit. Okay, that's words I don't know how to pronounce, but I'm hungry, said Jasper, or Gasper, I'm not sure how you pronounce the name, but I'm hungry is in quotes. So I've never seen a book where it's both. I thought that was really fascinating, but I am struggling to know who's talking. Like if there's not a Jasper or Juan said, you know, afterwards, I can get confused because it'll just be boom, boom, boom dialogue, and I get confused with that, especially right off the bat when we don't really know these characters yet, so you don't really know what tone, and you don't know them, so you don't really know how they speak, so I was getting confused with that. So our next two are about characters. Now, Juan, I am not really liking him off the bat, but I'm not saying that in a way like I think he's poorly written or anything like that. No, it's just I don't really like him as a person. He seems very irritated, agitated, and I don't know why that is. I feel like there's gonna be a deeper meaning than my went through, because I'm like, okay, his wife passed away recently. I think it was like 3 to 6 months ago. I'm not remembering the exact date. And, you know, grief is a hell of a thing. Y'all know it's been something I've been dealing with personally, and it is, so I don't know if maybe that is his reaction to grief is to be agitated, to be irritated, to be short with people. So that, I guess that might be why, but it's going to be really fascinating to see why he is being like such a jerk. And lastly, I didn't expect Juan to have abilities. It seems like he can see people who have been murdered, and that has passed down to Jasper, his son, who can also see these things. And Jasper is, again, I don't know how old he is. He's older than 6, but he doesn't understand what he's seeing. He's just like, there's a woman in there. I don't want to be around her. And the woman, his father can see the woman, but knows that this isn't real. It's fine. Just don't look at her, and, you know, just look the other way, turn the other cheek. But as I said, I did not expect Juan to have abilities. I thought all these abilities were coming from his wife, Rosario, from her side of the family. I don't know if maybe to marry her, he had to convert in some way to get these abilities. And yeah, I don't know how the mechanics of all of that works yet, but it is going to be interesting to find out. But yeah, this is good so far. Again, I'm only 23 pages into a book I have 500 pages left, so there's not that much that I can say so far, but that is all for the book. I'm going to charge my camera a little bit. I think I said that at the start. I don't know what time I am going to the game yet. My dad is getting an oil change right now, so I don't know when I should start getting ready or any of that, because it's been a while. Like, he left her in the 2 o'clock hour, I'm pretty sure, and it's 4 o'clock now. I do not know how long. I don't even know if it's an oil change, to be honest with y'all. I just know it's something with the car that he's getting done. But yes, I cannot wait to get ready. I can't wait to do my hair, because I'm just going to do something that I haven't done in a really long time, but I really like how it's turned out in the past. My hair is a lot longer than I think it was back in 2021, but, you know, fun.